Hey, how's it going everyone? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be showing you a trade that I took last week on January 16th. It was last Thursday, and it was a trade that fortunately got me funded $100,000 with my funded futures. It was a relatively simple trade, and yeah, I risked $2,000 on the trade, made roughly over $6,000, which is the profit target that you need to hit in order to pass the 100K evaluation. So now I'm currently funded with $100,000. On your screen, you can see this is just the dashboard from my funded futures. If you're a little bit confused, I'm recording this video on Saturday, January 18th, and I passed the evaluation on the 16th, Thursday. And then they sent me an email later on that day with the credentials for the 100K sim funded account. And then I traded on Friday. That's why this dashboard shows, if you can see right here where my cursor is at, 1 day, because I traded this account for 1 day, which was Friday. So I passed the evaluation on Thursday. I got the new sim funded account that same day, but I didn't trade Asia session because I only trade New York. So I waited till Friday, traded the newly fresh sim funded account, which is this account that you're seeing right here. And yeah, I'll be recording that trade breakdown after this, but for right now, let's just look at the trade that got me funded. So let's close this out. So yeah, so first thing I want to show you is on NQ. If we look at the 1 hour, you can see that we have bullish order flow. You can see that we're making highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. So right now, order flow to me is bullish. I was expecting bullish order flow for the morning, but my bias kind of changed once I saw this price action. The first thing that I saw was that we came up into this H1 SIBI and we rejected from it. We had a pretty decent displacement, I would say. And once we closed below this H1, once we traded through this H1, changing the state of delivery, I was then expecting lower prices. I was expecting that we were going to be moving lower, at least short term. I could see price wanna come up to this H1 BISI. I could also see it wanting to come down to this H1 low. So there are some drawn liquidities lower. But for the New York AM session, I was looking for lower prices. So let's break down the trade. So that's what I saw. And the first thing that I saw when I was framing this trade was I was on the M15. And like I said, we traded up into this H1 SIBI up here. And we basically just have been moving down. Order flow short term has been bearish. You can see we're making a high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So right now we have bearish order flow. So the first thing that I saw when framing this trade was I saw that price firstly had came and had a market structure shift here. Price came down and shifted market structure. So we went from having bullish order flow to now shifting bearish. So once we had this retracement up, I was looking to try to see if I could frame a short from this M15 SIBI and frame a short down to find a sell. So yeah, so that's the first thing that I saw was this M15 SIBI. And according to my model, I don't know if you guys know Matt Lobert. His handle is Sniper on Twitter. He trades something called the Forever model. That's basically what I trade. So if you guys know his model, you know that the first thing that you need to see is a internal range liquidity get traded into or external range get traded into. So we did get a internal range liquidity traded into, which is this M15 SIBI. And the next thing that we need is SMT. So we did have SMT at those highs. I can quickly show you really quick if I just pull up ES and I go to the M15, you can see that this corresponding high right here is this high on ES, and you can see that ES made a higher high while NQ made a lower high. So we have clear SMT at those highs. So according to the forever model, you know that those are basically the first two steps of the model. You need to get a internal range liquidity being tagged into, which is right here, the M15 SIBI, and we need SMT, and we did have SMT at the highs. So the next thing to do is to go down to your aligned execution time frame using time frame alignment and frame a short. So the first thing that I was needing to look at was this SIBI, right? Was not this SIBI, I'm sorry. Was this order block. So basically all I was doing was just waiting for price to close under that order block and then come back and trade into it. So on this candle, you can see that we closed below that bullish candle. So that's going to be our M1 order block. You can also see that this M1 order block, it also swept liquidity. You can see that that high was swept. And then we also made the order block. So now all we're doing is just waiting, hopefully, for price to come up to that order block so we can take a short from the order block down. So at this point in price action, if I'm trading live, when I'm trading live, I'm setting my limits. So this is exactly how I set the trade. I had my entry at the order block, stops right above these highs, and I was aiming for a 3-to-1. So you can see at this candle at 11:12 a.m. we got tagged in for a short. So at this point we're in the trade. So now we're just looking to just let the trade play out. So basically in 2 candles we hit take profit for a 3R. We risked $2,000 to make $6,000. It was a pretty easy trade, fairly simple. On the right hand side, you can see this is my Notion, this is my journal, this is how I trade all my journals. So let me just go through it real quick. You can see it was Thursday, January 16th. It was a win on NQ. It was a trade during the New York AM session. The time cycle was 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. It was a short. The model was a forever model. It was a market maker sell model. The liquidity play was internal range to external range, because this, you remember, this is the M15 internal that we were looking to play from to trade the internal to external. The time frame alignment was M15 to M1. So the higher time frame POI, the point of interest, was this M15 SIBI, which is this SIBI right here. The lower time frame entry was the M1 order block. You can see this is the M1. That's the order block that we took short from, and our drawn liquidity was a 1 to 3. You can see right here we hit the 1 to 3. And that was it. We risked about $2,000. We made just over $6,000 passing the account. We followed our protocol. And yeah, that was the trade that got me funded for $100,000. It was a super easy trade, super quick trade. You can see it only lasted 2 minutes. It was super fast. But yeah, that is the trade. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and please subscribe so you're notified every time I post a new video. And you can also follow along with my journey in this 100K sim funded account. So again, thanks again for watching, everyone, and I hope all of you guys have an amazing rest of your weekend, and take care. Goodbye.